I think I dreamed of being Babe Ruth and Yogi Berra and Mickey Mantle all rolled into one. I just expected things to fall into place. They went very smoothly and they went very easily, maybe far too easily in a lot of respects to know how difficult it was. But I was given a great opportunity by the Cincinnati Reds to play baseball for their ball club and for this great city. It's been just about everything that anyone can imagine.
Norma will have more on Johnny Bench announcing his retirement later in the sports segment.
Well, you know, Todd, that his retirement affects more than just the Reds. It affects a whole city of fans. Dan Hovel is live with the Action Cam at Riverfront Stadium with a report on fans' reactions. Dan?
Well, Norma, Johnny and his teammates are in batting practice for the game right now. The Reds' hitting has been a problem, and when Bench leaves, we could see some real problems. That's what one fan told me. Here are some other reactions.
He's going to be missed, though. He is going to be missed because he was the life of the party for a long time. But he'll probably go on to bigger and better things, maybe coaching.
What do you think about Bench's retirement, anyway?
I think he probably should, but I hope he has a good one. He deserves it. He's the greatest catcher ever.
He should have been retired about 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think it's going to hurt the franchise?
Nah. Nope. He ain't catching no more. That's the best spot he was at.
I hate to see him retire because I've watched him play all of these years, both here and in Chicago, and he's great, one of the tops. And it's sad to see him go.
Do you think Johnny Bench should retire?
No.
Why?
Because I think he's a good baseball player.
Do you think there will be anybody to take his place? Any superstars after he goes?
No.
And one fan wondered if Bench's announcements would bring more fans to the game to see Bench before he retires. He also wondered what this will mean for attendance next year. I'm Dan Hovel with the live Action Cam at Riverfront. Norma?
Thank you, Dan. Attorneys
Official this morning telling a news conference.
Throw to Johnny Bench during the glory days.
Shock, I guess, but not a real surprise.
Number 5 had to hang him up sometime, and we'll have more.
Sports is next. 5, Johnny Bench calling it quits at the end of the season.
That's what the announcement was today as Johnny Bench addressed a news conference at home plate at Riverfront, the base he commanded for years.
I want to be the greatest, remembered as the greatest catcher that ever played. I wanted that when I was 19 years old. I'm not going to have any more to do with that, but to make that happen. But that's the way I always wanted to be. People said, you know, Johnny Bench, they thought of catching, and when they think of catching, they think of Johnny Bench. And since I'm away from that, I miss it. And being on the World Champions and being a part of it, I think it goes without saying that I've accomplished a lot of that. I probably could go to other ball clubs, I would think, in DH or something like that and extend my career, but I just don't feel I want to end my career as a Cincinnati Red, and I'm ending it at the end of this year. Obviously, I'm walking away from a considerable amount of money, but it's more important to me to get on with my life, and there's life after baseball.
And Bench says life after baseball doesn't include managing or a front office job. He says he wants to help the Reds on a part-time basis to give him a chance to see what makes him happy. Reactions now from Bench's manager Russ Nixon and Reds owner William J. Williams.
And he's ending probably one of the great careers of baseball. And we're just sorry it happened, but we're just going to hope for the best of everything for him. And we've already told him we hope he stays with the Reds organization in some capacity or other.
I'll probably use him a little less than I planned on, but I don't think there's going to be a great difference.
He said there might be a chance that he might catch again. You're going to work that into your plans?
Well, that's the first I've heard of it, so we'll have to work that out between John and myself. That's a long way down the road.
And now some reaction from the player who played more games with Johnny Bench than anyone else, Davey Concepcion. Davey, your reaction on Johnny Bench's retirement.
Well, when I came today at the ballpark, I heard Johnny's going to retire. He said it before, but I was waiting for him to give it to the news. He already told me, and I guess he told somebody else in the club he's going to retire, but I was waiting for him to announce it.
How will this affect the team?
Well, myself, I played with Jan for 14 years, and he's been a great teammate, and I'm going to miss him. The biggest part I miss by Jan is catching. And since he quit catching, I think he don't enjoy it anymore.
Thank you, Davey. Good luck against the Dodgers tonight. Mark this date on your calendar, Saturday, September 17th, Johnny Bench Day at Riverfront Stadium. Bench will have his number 5 uniform retired. Well, it's been a tremendous career for Johnny Bench. Highlights and some numbers that are hard to believe. Johnny Bench's career is unparalleled at the catcher position. It all started with Rookie of the Year honors in 1968. Bench was known for his rocket arm, throwing out base runners with regularity. Also known for his home run swing, hitting more homers than any other catcher to play the game, 383 homers to date. Along the way in his 16-year Major League career, Bench received numerous honors. Twice he was elected the National League's MVP in 1970 and 1972. He won 10 consecutive Gold Glove Awards. He played in 13 consecutive All-Star games. He was World Series MVP in 1976 when the Reds took 4 straight from the Yankees. Some of the top moments for Bench include this home run against the Pirates in the 1972 playoff series. This home run in 1980 to become the catcher with the most home runs in Major League history. And earlier this year, Bench became only the 2nd Red ever to collect 2,000 career hits. In 1981, Bench made a decision to come out from behind home plate. He had a good season in '81, but the season was plagued with a broken ankle and the baseball strike. A poor season for Bench last year, bringing him to this year and today, deciding this will be his last season. Count 5 years from the end of this season, and Johnny Bench will take up permanent residence in baseball's Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Now to golf, yes, LP.
I want to be the greatest, remembered as the greatest.
I'll remember him.
With somebody else, they're in big trouble.
Were you surprised?
No, not really. Not really. I think catching is just such a tough job. And for 16 years, up and down so much, I'm not sure how his knees made it for this long.
When did you first pick up on Johnny Bench? Do you remember?
About, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. And ever since then, he's been one of my favorites. And he always will be. He sure will.
You know, Norma, a few of the fans I talked with wondered if whether or not the team had been doing better, maybe today's announcement would not have to have been made. And maybe tonight would not have to have been the unofficial Johnny Bench night.
Thank you, Michael. The reaction is still coming in tonight after number 5. Johnny Bench announced he would walk off the baseball diamond for the last time at the end of the season. Todd Donoho was at Riverfront when the announcement was made and is here to tell us all about it. Todd?
Yeah, actually, Norma, Johnny Bench said he made his mind up 3 weeks ago to announce his retirement at the end of the season. He picked a date for the announcement.
It wasn't as much fun, and the body says it wasn't as much fun. I think physically and mentally, I had to answer a lot of questions for myself. I think I dreamed of being Babe Ruth and Yogi Berra and Mickey Mantle all rolled into one. I just expected things to fall into place. They went very smoothly and they went very easily, maybe far too easily in a lot of respects to know how difficult it was.
And we'll have more on Johnny Bench, the man who says he wants to retire as a Red later in sports. Norma?
As he takes with him a lot more than just his career. And Night Beat Jerry Springer has some thoughts on Johnny's retirement. Jerry?
Thanks, Norma. The moment of Johnny Bench's retirement is worth noting, not just because of his individual achievements, which will one day place him in the Hall of Fame, but because when Johnny Bench leaves, so will an era in 20th century American mythology. The age of the American sports hero is quickly passing. Now, no one's suggesting that Johnny Bench was necessarily the greatest player who ever played. He was probably not even the best of his time, and there are likely to be better ones in the future. But what Johnny Bench was, for hundreds of thousands of folks in this area, was a hero. No, he didn't stop a war, save a sinking ship, or find a cure for a dreaded disease. He simply played a game better than most, but he played it for our town, and he played it with class. More often than not, he won. It is the stuff of which heroes are made, finding victory where defeat seems more probable. Life offers few opportunities for victory, so we often grab them vicariously through our sports. As kids, every time we walk out on the sandlot field or toss the ball against the side of the house until our mother tells us to stop, we become Johnny Bench, stepping up to the plate in the bottom of the ninth to jack one into the green seats in left and win the game for the once grand Big Red Machine. He is our hero because he gave us victories when real life offered so few. He is our hero because we could identify with him. When he went to work, he wore our name on his shirt, Cincinnati. And that is the day that is passing in sports. There are great athletes today, but they are hard for kids to identify with because they don't stay put. They are merely hired professionals signing a 3-year contract with a local franchise and then playing out their option and moving on to another team in another city where the grass is greener, or at least the dollars are. Hero worship is an affair of the heart, but today our would-be heroes leave too quickly and too often to be loved. We don't want to be hurt, so we don't grow too attached. When we were growing up, Sandy Koufax was a Dodger, Stan Musial a Cardinal, Mickey Mantle a Yankee. But the day of a superstar coming up through the system and spending his entire career with one city in any professional sport is over. Johnny Bench may be one of the last of them, which is why his leaving is particularly sad. Heroes are fun to have, and we'll miss him. Norma?
Thank you, Jerry. Still ahead, good news.
And yeah, good news for the Reds with a win, and good news for Johnny Bench. He's involved in kind of a funny play.
All right, we'll have all the sports up next. Bench fans got a good night at the game tonight.
Well, they saw a Reds victory, too. You know, the official Johnny Bench night isn't until September 15th. That's when they'll retire his uniform, but in a way, tonight belonged to Johnny. Yes, first inning, first at-bat, greeted with a standing ovation from the crowd of 17,000. Then in the 5th inning, I tell you, somebody must be smiling on Johnny Bench today. Watch this pop-up, brutally mishandled and booted. Look at this, ball skids away. 2-run score. The Reds led 2-1. They later made it 3-run. And then in the 8th inning, Ron Renneke with the base hit here, with the bases loaded. 1 run scores, but Gary Reedus cuts down the tying run at the plate, and the Reds won it 3-2. Win or lose tonight for the Reds, this day belonged to Johnny Bench.
I want to be the greatest, remembered as the greatest catcher that ever played. I wanted that when I was 19 years old. People said, you know, Johnny Bench, they thought of catching, and when they think of catching, they think of Johnny Bench. And since I'm away from that, I miss it. And being on the World Champions and being a part of it, I think it goes without saying that I've accomplished a lot of that. I probably could go to other ball clubs, I would think, in DH or something like that and extend my career, but I just don't feel I want to end my career as a Cincinnati Red, and I'm ending it at the end of this year. Obviously, I'm walking away from a considerable amount of money, but it's more important to me to get on with my life.
Along the way in his 16-year Major League career, Bench received numerous honors. Twice he was elected the National League's MVP in 1970 and 1972. He won 10 consecutive Gold Glove Awards. He played in 13 consecutive All-Star games. He was World Series MVP in 1976 when the Reds took 4 straight from the Yankees. Some of the top moments for Bench include this home run against the Pirates in the 1972 playoff series.
And a pitch to Bench. Change hit in the air to deep right field. Back goes Clemente at the fence. She's done! Johnny Bench, who hits almost every home run to left field, hits one to right. The game is tied.
This home run in 1980 to become the catcher with the most home runs in Major League history. And earlier this year, Bench became only the second Red ever to collect 2,000 career hits.
Well, John Bench has meant an awful lot to me, and certainly to the organization and the young players, just to have him around.
He's ending probably one of the great careers of baseball, and we're just sorry it happened, but we're just going to hope for the best of everything for him.
I was given a great opportunity by the Cincinnati Reds to play baseball for their ball club and for this great city. It's been just about everything that anyone can imagine.
And imagine this, count 5 years from Johnny's last game, and he'll take up permanent residence in the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Baseball scores tonight.
It all ties together, isn't it? Sure does. Yep, Johnny calls it quits, and to celebrate, the Reds